YB stays on your neck.
Really. Now, the information that will come out tomorrow and other bits and pieces will give you further information of that. And Dillian Whyte, I don't want to speak on Dillian Whyte's behalf, even though I'm his promoter, but he's got a lot to say on this matter. And there's a lot of legal cases flying around now with journalists and stuff like that who actually are reporting untruths. So there has been an issue.
So you're saying I don't get my facts right?
No, at the end of the day, I shouldn't even be telling you this.
Yeah.
But it's important to tell you this because I've had to go on my Twitter today and people just,
So nobody's made a kind of fuss of it. I saw you put up a post today. So what's this testosterone business about?
Joshua's got to learn Armstrong in boxing. Joshua's got to learn Armstrong in boxing. Everyone knows, but people will say, "Oh, can he beat this?" And he doesn't feel drug testing, bro, because he goes off to Dubai and country like that and just do his learn Armstrong.
He got stopped. I think in the corner he was saying that he just doesn't feel right, or why does he feel like
this? Why does he feel like this? Because you're in America and Nevada testing, you're not in the juice, that's why. It's harder to get therapeutic use exemption there than it is in the UK. That's right. But listen.
Like you said, AJ kind of he didn't look his usual self. He was like, his hands were down. He was getting caught wildly with the left. He was getting caught wildly with the left hook constantly.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So we just heard there, quite worryingly, for certain reporters, possibly even the YB, that Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte, or Dillian Whyte mainly, have got several legal cases pending against journalists who have been reporting untruths. Now, my best guess would be World Boxing News or the originators, which was Boxing Scene, because Boxing Scene were the people who broke the story first, and World Boxing News, WBN, we know they're guys, they'll jump on any bandwagon. If there's any tacky story to be broken, WBN, you can bet your bottom dollar, WBN will be all over it. I remember when the Joey DeWaco AJ sparring perpetrator rumours kicked off, WBN were all over it. I remember when the AJ's dad business was going on, AJ's dad in the ring with Eddie Hearn was kicking off, WBN was all over it like a rash. So I'm pretty sure it will be one of them two entities, if not both. By the sounds of it, it sounds like there's a whole load of legal cases pending against them, which I do find quite funny, because what do we know about Dillian? So wait, let's get something straight. So Dillian is taking legal reprise against journalists for reporting untruths. That's what we've got from Eddie Hearn. Categorically, he's told you. He says there, I've got to tell you, Dillianwhyte has got legal proceedings going ahead, several legal cases against journalists for reporting untruths. Now, the reason I laughed, and the reason I find that quite ironic, is because, what do we know? Dillianwhyte is the original untruths declarer, in as much as this is the same guy. So this guy Dillian, he's throwing his toys out the pram because journalists are reporting so-called untruths, of which we don't really, Eddie Hearn didn't go on to clarify what is actually untrue. We've all apparently got to sit and wait for this Dillian Whyte's announcement. Well, if Dillian Whyte had announced or had made his statement first, people wouldn't need to speculate. Don't shoot the messengers. Don't shoot the journos. If Dillian Whyte doesn't want to come forward and give everyone the truth, what else are we meant to do in that sense? I suggest if you don't want people to speculate and potentially get things wrong, come out and tell us what's going on. Simple. But put that to one side, as I was saying, I find it quite ironic that this guy Dillian is throwing his toys out the pram about people getting things wrong and people reporting untruths. But isn't Dillian the same guy who comes along into an international platform with millions of viewers and says, oh yeah, AJ's Armstrong of boxing, yeah, the reason AJ lost was because he couldn't get his TUEs, he couldn't get his testosterone into the US because it's harder in the US. Oh yeah, AJ's at Lance Armstrong of boxing. Oh yeah, AJ goes to Dubai for a warm weather camp where he gets all of his substances. Now, at the time, Dillian Whyte's made them accusations alongside Jarrell, Pig, Baby Miller on several occasions. And on each of them occasions, Dillian Whyte has never showed any proof. Pure hearsay. He's never even said, oh, I've heard from sources. He just completely made it up. From our point of view. So I think it's a bit hypocritical. I wouldn't mind some fighters. They're straight up and down. They keep themselves to themselves. Now, a fighter like that who minds their business and isn't outspoken and doesn't create rumours of other fighters themselves, that would be fair enough. If Dillian Whyte was a quiet fighter who minds their business and people are telling lies on him or reporting inaccuracies, then if Dillian Whyte wants to take legal proceedings forward, that's fine. But don't go around snaring AJ's name and catching all the banter and loving it and creating rumours with no evidence. And then this is what I mean. It's truly ironic. It really is. It's almost poetic. It's almost what's a stronger word than poetic? It's almost justful. Yeah, it's proper powerful. The fact that Dillian Whyte's now crying. They're like, oh. I think even in this interview, Eddie Hearn said that Dillian Whyte's. I'll do a separate video on that, but he said, oh yeah, Dillian Whyte's broken, that he's not getting any support from the fans. I'm thinking, well, this is what happens, you see, when you walk around like you're unstoppable, and you walk around like you've got everything to say about everyone else. Because this guy's Dillian, let's get it straight. He's been very outspoken on AJ, who's never popped. He was very outspoken on Jarrell, Pig, Baby Miller as well, I believe. Simple. Or even Glenn Ello. So, in that respect, I don't really feel sorry for Dillian. This is what happens in life, you see. When you give out, the force you receive is often equal. Or the force you put out to the universe is the stuff you get back. That's it. And you've been barking the longest about all this business, and it's come round to bite you. And it don't feel nice, does it? So anyway, I'll be intrigued to see tomorrow what Dillian Whyte's statement is, and more importantly, I'll be intrigued to see how these legal proceedings play out. Because from where I'm sitting, I'm pretty sure we know everything that's gone on. Eddie Hearn's already told us. Simple. He's failed for D-ball. He popped for D-ball, for trace amounts of D-ball. So I'm struggling to find out where the inaccuracies are, unless it wasn't D-ball. But even then, this guy Thomas Hauser, he seems pretty adamant that it was not a recreational drug. The only way I can see Dillian Whyte winning these legal cases is if it ends up being a recreational drug. Like if these guys have gone along, well, I've done it myself, but leave it. If it turns out that he was cocaine or weed or something, and they've reported it's PEDs, and yeah, I guess you could argue that is a bit unfair, but I doubt it. This Thomas Hauser guy, he actually waited to confirm the sources. So let's see what Dillian Whyte's got to say. I just hope he doesn't start taking legal proceedings forward on the basis of trying to shut up free speech. Does that make sense? Don't try and shut people down just because you've got more money than people. Does that make sense? Don't go around trying to shut down journalists who aren't making millions of dollars just because they're reporting something you don't like. Now, if they're blatantly wrong, that's fair enough, but you've been blatantly wrong before. And that's what I find it. I think it's a bit, that's the word, distasteful. The fact he's taking it down legal routes against journalists, but this guy's, is what I'm trying to say, that made no sense to me. You're good at, you love talking about rumours. You love talking about conspiracies. You love all the banter, Dillian, don't you? You love smearing AJ's name. So why is it now, when the boot's on the other foot, when it's your turn to get the pie, when it's your turn to have your name smeared, Dillian, I'm throwing my toys out the pram. You can't. I'm good at giving it out, but I can't take it. That's what it sounds like. Dillian, the big bad hard man, he was great at giving it out, and now he don't want to take it. That's just, I don't rate that at all. I rate people who can give it out and take it. That's how it should be. If you can give it out, you can take it. Don't be throwing your toys out the pram like a spoilt brat. My name's Dillian. I'm gonna take you to court because I was good at mugging AJ off, but now it's my turn to get mugged off. I don't really like it. Yeah, I'm taking you to court, pussy. And that's the problem with cats these days. The social media age. Everyone's real good at giving it out, and no one wants to take it back. No one wants to. You know what I mean? You know what? I've given some. I've taken some. That's how it should be. I've taken some. I've given some. That's the attitude it should have. Not every dog has its day, Dillian. And today's not your day. It's the way it goes. Guess what? Jerome Pig Babe Miller's day was a little while ago. And guess what? AJ's day was in June. That's how it works. Stay humble. Hashtag.